apologize on behalf of some of our unruly players. We will take it up in the board. We do have a code of conduct. It's all good.
We've finally reached the semi-final stage of this tournament. The Viking Super 6. Iceland's premier domestic six-a-side tournament. Andrew Elliott, part of the commentary team for this tournament, being played at Vidistaddatun, town of Hafnarfjordur, around a dozen miles from Reykjavik, the capital of Ireland. I've got Ballo alongside me as scorer, and he's going to remind me of the best pronunciation of the Glaciers' full name. Garda Bayer Glaciers. We've got some cheerleaders, very quickly dwindled in number from 3 to 2, as have the remaining batters for the Glada Bayer Glaciers. That's their first man down. First ball of the second over. lose their first man. A rather agricultural swing to leg. Didn't appear to make any contact with the ball. I've got the tournament organiser out there. Sadun Lankatilika. It's just going from square leg back to deep square leg. Unmistakable figure, even from this distance. Well, 2 wickets in 2 balls. We're on a hat-trick, I believe, for the first time today. So we're down to the semi-final stage, Bala, and as score and co-commentator, sorry, that's by the by. How do you feel as chairman of cricket here in Iceland? How's the day going so far?
I think it was very ambitious to have so many games in a day, and I think we're doing pretty okay given all the challenges we've had in the build up today.
Well,
Weather's kept up.
We've had late arrivals. We've had we've had teams that have arrived and left and been late coming back. Those 2 events haven't been, but we are just about on schedule, and I think part of that, as the hat-trick ball is just about kept out. The realistic scheduling of the organisers, that's something I always like to look at before I get involved in a tournament. You get you mentioned the word ambitious there, but some organisers are over ambitious in trying to fit games in too quickly. They try and get a game in every 40 minutes, and there's a wide ball down the leg side.
It's 12. Score is 12 for 2. Second over.
Oh, late decision on the wide. Harry Everett, once again umpiring out there. You'll have heard him on commentary plenty today, sharing the role between us of commentators and umpires, exclusively doing the bowler's end.
So 17 for 2.
You may have heard that on our effects microphone from Bala. 17 for 2 off 2 overs is the scoreline. It's not the best platform. Sadun Lankatilika take up the attack from the camping end, where the bowling's come from all day. Always talk of changing ends every so often, but everyone seems quite happy with the setup as it is. I would think that the best thing that Sadden could do here, Lankatilika, is to bowl over the wicket. He's struggling with his follow through. He knows that he can't go in front of the umpire. He's a big unit, so he'll be very effective at blocking the view as that's lofted into the outfield. I'm not convinced about that. 2 runs. Yeah, there was the flick back in by Derek Dionarine, and perhaps we had a very good view of that, and it looked like he was in line with the flags when his foot was on the ground, pushing that back in. But the umpires don't have the advantage of that view, so the 2 runs remain, and I believe that takes the score to 31 for 2 at the end of 3 overs.
Over. 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 Over.
Both got 6. So just to clarify for those listening, we don't have a way of shutting off our microphone here. So when we're asked for clarification from the on-field umpires, we have to shout out our answers, so hopefully that doesn't deafen you. And we'll try and do it in broadcasting voice, which can sound a bit strange in normal social situations, but we got the message across that the 6 balls have been bowled. So that was over, 31 for 2. Big leading edge, and well, probably at least 180 degrees from where it was intended to go. Almost, well, not just in the opposite direction, but beyond the opposite direction, away for 4. The thickest of leading edges. Bala, the catering's been very impressive here today.
Yeah, hasn't it?
Good mixture. I believe the sponsor is the Indian Food Box, is that right?
Indian Food Box, yeah. And also Southern has a catering service, I think. So these are all homemade.
Well, it looked like that cut back probably did too much. Judging on the shot, we're at long on, as you see this telecast. Cheerleaders have arrived. Well, the 3rd one's back, so we're back up to 3. They're back up to strength.
Yep.
One of them doesn't look quite as enthusiastic as the other 2.
No.
I noticed in passing. Won't single out who that is, but there's just 2 of them look enthusiastic and the other one doesn't. But it is quite chilly here. We've peaked at around 11 degrees today, and there's been a wind. We had 2 minutes of sun in the first innings of the last game. You may have seen me out on the field, basking in the sunlight. As brief as it was there. I've now seen the sun in Iceland.
Yes.
I hope I see it again before I leave. Four to finish the over. 45 for 2 off 4.
Yeah. 45. 4 overs.
Good batting, guys. Good batting. Just stand back, Vikram.
4 overs, yes. 45.
Gardabayer.
Gardabayer.
Gardabayer. Gardabayer Glaciers. 45 off 4. So they're on course to post something in the 60s, which I don't think a score of, I think 57 is the highest score that's actually been chased down today. There have been higher scores, but 57 was chased down this morning. So although they look unlikely to score the highest score of the day, which is 102, they could at least be defending something that hasn't yet been achieved today.
It is cold.
Yes, and well, the cheerleaders are sensibly dressed, but they're certainly not wearing jackets or coats, but I think they've got good quality fleece linings on, and going through their routines. I think this one is Camila Cabello, this song. Well, that's solidly struck. Derek doing his best to get round. A really good effort in the outfield from Derek Dionarine. Full stretch, bounced just inside. One short of the 50. That is the one part of the outfield where we have a really good view of 4s and 6s. This one is skied to our left. Long off, considers the catch, but in the end pulls out, I think, to save the 4, but it plugged. It wouldn't have gone past him if it dived. It would have completely plugged in the end. So with hindsight, probably worth the gamble of the catch. It didn't even have it.
No, one more to go.
It plugged so badly, I don't think it would have even hit him in the teeth.
Yeah.
Bala, it was just, like it landed in a bowl of porridge. As an economical over comes to a close, so we're back to 10 per over. 50 for 2 off 5 overs. So the all-important last over comes up, just a reminder, because we haven't had many extras in this innings. Wides and no balls still count for 4 runs, but they also have to be re-bowled. So choice of the last bowler in this 6th over is always crucial.
50. 5-0.
Camila Cabello still on the music, of course, from South America, as is Derek Dionarine, Guyanese. Very different cultures, of course. Camila Cabello, I think, from Colombia.
Colombia.
Well, I thought initially it'd been bowled, but next best prize is a stumping. So we're just going a little bit too hard at that ball. The head lifted. My old coach used to say, "How are the stars looking tonight, Andrew?" If I lifted my head too early and playing an attacking shot. Well, we've spoken a number of times today about the developmental nature of a tournament like this, and indeed cricket in Iceland in general. As you can imagine, with a small cricketing community, it's quite a spectrum of abilities, from in the small number of players. Even in a six-a-side tournament, you can see a difference between the strongest and the least strong player in any particular side. And that's the nature of a smaller pyramid. Not as many levels for people to play at, which is why it's so difficult to get a game like cricket off the ground. But man to my right, Bala, has been instrumental in lifting the profile and the strength of cricket here in Iceland. Has that one stroked away for 4? So 60 still very much on. Four balls remaining in the innings, 54 for 3. Well, wants to be careful here throwing this in because the gloves have been discarded deliberately. So that'd be 5 penalty runs if the ball hit them. So I've seen that happen. Have we reached the maximum of cheerleaders today? Do you think it's going to peak at 3?
Yes.
Okay. We haven't not going to build as we reach the climax of the tournament. Oh, there's a very late appeal from the bowler in response to the keeper's question. 2 balls to go, 56. And the Glaciers get to that key 10 runs per over. Oh, every chance with this flick down the leg side. It's a poor delivery from the perspective of the rest of the over. Full toss, missing leg stump, a virtual free hit, especially with only 4 fielders. 60 is brought up, so the target will be over 10 per over. Let's see if he can get up to 11 off this last ball. Maximum will get them there. It's a player miss, so rather damp squib, and there will be a run out. I assume, we'll just clarify it with Harry, I assume that was a run out off the last ball. So 60 for 4. I didn't hear an appeal, so it's either 60 for 3 or 60 for 4, but tied scores, we have a super over in this anyway, so it's not overly important. So again, there'll be a quick turnaround. So exactly 60, exactly 10 per over is what has been scored. So it will be 61 to win after this very short break. I'm Andrew Elliott, bringing you commentary today, along with Harry Everett, who's umpiring this match. He's over signing an autograph at the moment. We'll be back with you very shortly.
ball. And also leg umpire and ball. Check the fielding, check the fielding. Good one, good one.
Not the best start defending here. It's a par total, but 12 off the first 4 balls for the Vikings. This is a very loose start in defence of the 60 they've posted. 17 off the first 5 balls, made a serious dent already in this target. I've got Abby back with me after a decent break. I'll bring him in at the end of this over. Well, it's not getting any better. That's hugely significant. 23 off the first over in this defence. Ball's gone to all parts, 3 wides. Abby, 4 signalled?
24 score.
24.
They ran the first wide. They took a single.
Okay, thank you very much. That clarification. There was a run off the first wide. So 24. Abby, 60's competitive. 60 hasn't yet been chased down today.
Close to 60 was chased, but anything
24.
Yeah,
for-
57.
yeah, 57.
57 was chased but not 60
No. But
successfully. Well, it was chased but not successfully.
yeah.
So, but 24 of the first makes them look odds-on favourite from here.
Reykjavik Viking is always the favorite for 6 side. They are easily by far one of the best teams. They have 5 national team player today playing in out of 6. So they are covered with batting, bowling, keeping, whatever you name it, they have it. Now Derek is back. Derek is one of the most classical left-hand batsmen in Iceland cricket. He has all the shots. He is very quick between the wickets, and he will make
Also
you
the
pay.
leading run scorer. He's also the leading run scorer for Iceland.
He is close to 4,000 runs for Iceland cricket. That's a big number for the amount of games we play here. And it's not easy in Iceland cricket because it's always cloudy, and you have to respect his average. He's close to 40 all the time, and striking over 125 is not an easy task when most of the time the target is around 130, 140 mark. And on the other side we have Chamley Fernando. He is, we call it a basher. His strike rate is 150 plus in Iceland cricket, and definitely he's the man who can, he's, we call it Brandon, is his nickname, and he plays like Brendan McCallum. Always he's just waiting for the ball. He one shot away and then everything. He can take you to all, everywhere in the park. He has scored most, I believe he has 550s in power plays even. He can score fast. He's their light machine. Jiga is back. Jiga is also your national team bowler. In order to beat Reykjavik, you must play. 60 will not be enough. They should have tried 70, but they are way too good. Guys, next ball, Jiga should try to go for the full length if he can, and it, oh. And how do you feel the standard of Iceland cricket? Were you impressed, or you think we still have a long way to go?
I'm impressed, and I think there's a long way to go, so I'll say both. There's clearly a lot of talent here, but a lot of it's raw talent. A 35 for no wicket off 2 overs, so they're already past the halfway point in this chase. It's looking like one-way traffic at the moment, but cricket's a funny game, and 6-a-side cricket's even stranger. It looks like it's Gopi who's going to come on to bowl, who was a surprise package in his last game. Came on and bowled an economical over, even against the expectations of the local experts surrounding me, flanking me.
So guys, Gardabear is having their first season. They are new team. They have a lot of, what do you call, long way to go. I still believe they can back it up any time. It was first victory for Gardabear in this season. The last game victory was their first official victory in Iceland. So if they can make it, it will be really big for their confidence. It's still an uphill task.
Gopi started with conceding just a single. Followed by a dot, so pattern from this morning is continuing. I think it's been difficult to get away today. Needs to do a lot to get his team back into this match. They virtually conceded this in the first 2 overs of their defence. So I need something exceptional from here. Just the single, I think. 2 called for. What's that? There's going to be some significant overthrows here. Five runs, 4 with the overthrow. And I was in this situation. Check we have the right man on strike. Should be Derek on strike now. 5 to his batting partner. Takes a score 41. They're 2/3 of the way now. Oh, That's a big leg side wide, so it's over started well for Gopi, as did his work this morning.
It's 21 wins.
Another wide. A dozen to win now.
I think this game will not take more than one more over. It will be pretty cute.
Abby loves a prediction. I try not to predict cricket because it comes back to bite you.
He lives dangerously.
So nearly bowled Derek Dionarine, but instead it's going to go away for byes. At least two of them. Ends the over. 51 for no loss. Just 10 more to win. 3 overs to get them in.
This has been the story for Gardaba's season in IPL.
Well,
Also, they are
maybe there was a little edge on that because we haven't got a signal. So sorry to interrupt you, Abby.
guys. This has been the story for Gardabar this season, but I hope they will improve. What we always say, there's their first year, and they have still two best. They are waiting for their main player Mohammad Nawaz to come back. He is also one of the national team player. He is in India at the moment, and I believe that's the. Then they can expect 20 plus run every game. Just give me a moment, please. I need to do the reference.
Oh, that's kept low on this Flick X track, really low. It's a gazunda to end the opening partnership and the innings of Derek Dionarine. Cleaned up by one which barely got off the surface.
One that didn't get up.
And straight into the action with a 4 first ball. 1 strike, 1 maximum away from ending this match in the 4th over. 2 overs remaining after this, so 15 balls left to score 5 runs. Tushan Bandar is the man announcing his presence as he goes straight down the ground again. More work for the fielders, 4 more runs, scores level, 14 balls remaining. And so at this point there'll be a leg by to finish the match. No point in running two because they're only going to get one anyway. So one leg bye ends this match. 61 for 1 is the final score. Achieved off the 5th ball or the 4th over. Alright, we've got the second semi-final in prospect. We did not achieve the toss between innings for reasons that I won't divulge on air, but we will bring you a result of that toss and a start time for the second semi-final in due course. For now, this is Andrew Elliott signing off. In the commentary today, sharing with Harry Everett. We will be back with you soon. Same races we've been playing all day, yeah? Nothing changes.